Hey everybody, back again. Maths is fun. Let's get into it. This is the second video now on fractions. Today we're going to look at simplification of fractions. Okay, so if, for example, we have a fraction like 12 over 20, we can simplify this into its simplest form by dividing the top, or the numerator, and the denominator by the same number. So let's, for example, do this. Let's divide 12 by 4 and divide 20 by 4. 12 divided by 4 will give us 3, and 20 divided by 4 will give us 5. This now represents the simplest fraction form of the original fraction. We can't divide this any further to give a complete number on the top and the bottom. So 3 over 5 is the simplest form of 12 over 20. Let's take another example, 16 over 26. So the same principle applies. We want to get it down to its simplest form. So let's divide the top by 2, and we do the same to the bottom. So what do we get now? We get 16 divided by 2 is 8, and 26 divided by 2 is 13. And you will notice that we cannot divide it any further down, so this represents the simplest form of the original equation. If you're not able to divide it down completely straight away, you can, let's have a look at that situation when we have 24 over 64. Now, if you can't think of a number that's going to divide it down immediately into its simplest form, you can start with 2. So we divide the top and the bottom by 2. We end up with 24 divided by 2 is 12, and the denominator divided 64 divided by 2 will give you 32. This is still not the simplest form, and you can divide it further by choosing 4. 12 divided by, we're dividing by 4 now. 12 divided by 4 gives 3, and 32 divided by 4 gives 8. So we now have the simplest form of the original fraction, because we cannot divide this or cancel it down any further. We could have done this in one step by choosing to divide by 8. This would have given 24 divided by 8 gives 3, and 64 divided by 8 gives 8. Same as this. But if you're not sure, start with a lower term number and continue to divide until you get the lowest term. Now, also in this video, I'm going to look at the issue of a improper fraction. Let's take an example, 11 over 9, and converting this into a mixed number. We talked about a mixed number yesterday. It's a full number, a whole number with a fraction part. So how do we do this? Well, 11 over 9 means 11 divided by 9. So we carry out that process. We divide 11 by 9, giving 1 as the whole number, and you get a remainder of 2. So 2 goes on the top of the fraction, and at the bottom of the fraction is 9. Another way of doing this, of course, is putting 11 in the box and 9 outside. 9 into 11 goes once. 11 minus 9 gives 2, which is our remainder, r being remainder. So this remainder goes at the top, forming the fraction 2 over 9, the 9 coming from the number that's carrying out the division. So we can also work the reverse of this. So we have 1, 2 over 9, changing that from a mixed number with a whole number and a fraction into an improper fraction by timesing the whole number by the denominator. So 1 times 9, giving 9, adding the numerator, so 9 plus 2 giving 11, and putting the whole thing over the denominator 9. So this is a way of going from an improper fraction to a mixed number, and from a mixed number to an improper fraction.